For a long time, internal tooling was treated as secondary inside tech companies. Customer-facing products received most of the attention, budget, and talent. Internal systems were expected to work quietly in the background. If they were clunky or inefficient, teams adapted. As long as external products shipped and revenue grew, internal tools were rarely seen as strategic. In 2026, that mindset has shifted. Across U.S. tech companies, internal tooling has become a major focus, and this change reflects a deeper understanding of where productivity, reliability, and competitive advantage are actually created. The most important reason internal tooling is gaining attention is execution pressure. Tech companies today operate with leaner teams, tighter budgets, and higher expectations. There is less tolerance for wasted effort, manual work, or slow processes. When internal tools are inefficient, every task takes longer. Engineers lose time deploying code. Support teams struggle to access information. Product managers wait on data. These inefficiencies compound across the organization. Improving internal tools directly improves execution speed without adding headcount. Cost discipline has also elevated the importance of internal tooling. Hiring aggressively is no longer the default solution to scaling output. Instead of adding people, companies look to make existing teams more effective. Internal tools that automate workflows, reduce duplication, and eliminate manual steps deliver measurable cost savings. They allow companies to do more with fewer resources, which is critical in an environment where margins matter. Reliability is another major driver. Many operational failures are not caused by product code, but by internal processes breaking down. Poor deployment tools lead to outages. Weak monitoring systems delay incident response. Inconsistent internal dashboards create blind spots. Tech companies have learned that external reliability depends heavily on internal systems. Investing in internal tooling reduces risk and improves system stability. The rise of complex technology stacks has made internal tooling unavoidable. Modern tech companies operate across cloud platforms, microservices, data pipelines, security layers, and third-party integrations. Without strong internal tools to manage this complexity, teams become overwhelmed. Internal platforms that standardize deployment, monitoring, and access control help tame complexity and reduce cognitive load for engineers. Developer productivity has become a strategic concern. In the past, productivity gains came from shipping new features faster. Today, much of the productivity loss comes from friction inside the organization. Slow build times, confusing documentation, fragmented tools. Tech companies are now measuring how long it takes engineers to complete tasks and where time is wasted. Internal tooling investments target those bottlenecks directly. AI has accelerated this trend. While much attention is paid to AI features for customers, some of the most immediate gains come from using AI internally. Tech companies are building tools that assist with code review, debugging, testing, documentation, and incident analysis. These tools improve quality and speed without changing external products. Internal AI adoption delivers return faster and with less risk than customer-facing AI experiments. Security and compliance requirements also push internal tooling higher on the priority list. Managing access, permissions, audits, and incident response manually is risky and inefficient. Internal tools that centralize security controls, logging, and compliance reporting reduce exposure. As regulatory scrutiny increases, having robust internal systems becomes essential rather than optional. Another factor is organizational scale. As tech companies grow, informal processes stop working, knowledge becomes siloed, decision-making slows. Internal tooling helps preserve agility at scale. Well-designed internal platforms allow teams to operate autonomously while staying aligned. This reduces coordination overhead and improves consistency across the organization. Internal tooling also improves onboarding and retention. New hires are productive faster when internal systems are clear and intuitive. Poor tools frustrate employees and contribute to burnout. In competitive labor markets, internal experience matters. Tech companies recognize that investing in internal tools is an investment in their workforce. Cloud cost control has further highlighted the importance of internal tooling. Without good internal visibility, teams overuse resources without realizing it. Internal dashboards, cost attribution tools, and usage alerts help companies manage infrastructure spending. These tools turn abstract cloud costs into actionable information. Cost control becomes a shared responsibility rather than a finance-only concern. Product quality benefits indirectly as well. When internal tools handle testing, deployment, and monitoring effectively, engineers spend more time improving product behavior and less time firefighting. Fewer errors reach users. Fixes ship faster. External experience improves because internal systems work better. This shift also reflects a cultural change. Tech companies are moving away from glorifying external launches alone. Internal excellence is gaining recognition. Teams that improve tooling, reduce friction, and increase reliability are valued more highly. Success is defined by how well the organization operates, not just what it releases. Importantly, internal tooling investments are often invisible to customers. There are no marketing campaigns or launch events. The impact shows up gradually as smoother operations, fewer outages, faster responses, and more consistent delivery. These benefits compound over time, even if they are hard to quantify in the short term. Smaller tech companies often lead in this area out of necessity. Limited staff means inefficiency is immediately painful. Strong internal tools allow small teams to compete with much larger organizations. Larger firms are now applying the same logic as scale magnifies inefficiency rather than hiding it. Internal tooling also supports experimentation safely. When systems are well instrumented and controlled, teams can test ideas without destabilizing operations. Good tools create guardrails that make innovation less risky. In this sense, internal tooling enables innovation rather than replacing it. There are trade-offs. Building internal tools requires time and talent that could be spent on customer-facing features. But many tech companies have learned that neglecting internal systems costs more in the long run. Poor tools tax every employee, every day. The return on fixing them is broad and durable. Why internal tooling is becoming a major focus inside tech companies ultimately comes down to leverage. A small improvement in internal efficiency affects everything the company does. It improves speed, quality, morale, and cost control simultaneously. In 2026, competitive advantage in tech is not just about what a company builds for customers. It is about how well it builds, runs, and supports those products internally. Internal tooling sits at the center of that capability. The most effective tech companies today are not the ones with the flashiest features. They are the ones whose internal systems quietly enable consistent execution. When internal tools work well, everything else becomes easier. That is why internal tooling is no longer an afterthought. It is infrastructure. And in a tech industry that increasingly values reliability, efficiency, and discipline, investing in internal tools has become one of the smartest strategic moves a company can make.